Right, so then what are communists? What's the difference, or what's at stake here? Well, first of all, communists have been people who are communists because they're members of a communist party, usually. If they use a large C, then that's what they mean. If it's a little c, then they like the ideas, but they're not necessarily in a party. Many countries have communist parties, many countries don't. Socialist parties you see almost everywhere. Even the United States has always had a socialist party, even though it's very small, except at the beginning of the 20th century when it became big. If you're not familiar with American history, 1912, 1916, 1924. That period, you had a major union leader, Eugene Victor Debs by name, D-E-B-S, head of the Railway Workers Union in this country, also a socialist, leader of the American Socialist Party, ran for president of the United States, got 1 million votes. Back then, when 1 million is a big percentage of the total vote, it would be significant to get 1 million now, but imagine then when you're talking about a population that was a small fraction of what it is now. Not only that, he was in prison. He was in prison as the head of the Socialist Party when he ran and got 1 million votes in this country. So when people tell you socialism can never be in the United States, it's again ignorance talking, number one. Number two, why was he in prison? He was in prison because as head of the Socialist Party, at the outbreak of World War I, he went around the country, because there was no radio or television yet, giving speeches urging American workers not to participate in the war on the argument this is a war among capitalists who are fighting to grab hold of the world. No working man should be killing other working men for them. For that, he was arrested and put in jail. Several leaders around the world reacted to World War I with the same words. One of them was Vladimir Lenin, who had to leave Russia because the alternative would have been he would have been in prison. He left and went to live in Zurich, Switzerland, where he was during World War I. Anyway, I'll give you another example. I do a game with my students. I said, I'm going to ask you a question none of you can answer. In what state were the most socialists running on the Socialist Party ticket elected to the state legislature? Which of the 50 states had the most? First of all, my student, socialists elected to the legislature? Yeah. Which of the states had the most? Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So for people that's the truth. They not only don't they know anything about their own history, but they don't understand that a state that is as right-wing as Oklahoma is now was once other. Because it's very important to teach that to students, because what was can come back. So if they happened before, now you have to ask, well, why did all those rural people in Oklahoma, why did they vote for socialism? Turns out lots of rural people vote for socialism. One of the strongest areas in France right now for the French Communist Party is the rural, the agriculture, the farmers. Anyway, shouldn't surprise you, it's happened all the time.
What